Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Refinishing Furniture. My name is Monica and I am the founder and creator of Girasol Vintage. In today's video, I'm going to be going over 5 different furniture flips that I did in 2022, and this is just to help you guys get started flipping furniture in 2023. Before we get started though, I do want to talk to you guys about a few things to keep in mind while watching this video, and mainly just to keep in mind for the future when you're trying to price your furniture and sell it either on the Facebook Marketplace or any other social media platforms. So first I want to talk to you guys about pricing. Please keep in mind that all the pricing and the breakdowns from this video are based on my area. So please do your research for your area, see how much things are selling for, and then price accordingly. I also want to mention that my prices might seem a little lower, and that's because they are. I do live in an area in New York State where I could probably sell things for a little bit higher, but I choose not to, just because I need to be able to have the space in my home to continue creating. And I just can't really afford to keep things for too long here. Now, if you are selling in a booth, maybe that works for you because you can finish with one piece and bring it to the booth and it'll just stay there. I did have a place at the Newburgh Vintage Emporium, but I had to close my contract with them because I'm going to be moving to Maryland, and it just made no sense for me to continue having that big of space, paying that rent when I'm really not using it as much. Throughout this video, you'll hear me talking about paint prices, and that does not mean that I like one more than the other. I'm just saying that for the purpose of starting a business flipping furniture, you might want to go with a cheaper paint that's still good quality. Next is staging. Now, staging is really important. If you go on Facebook Marketplace and you look at all the pictures of all the furniture that's being sold there, chances are that the one that's staged will sell faster than the one that's not. It doesn't matter that the one that's not staged is better, has a better finish, or it used better quality paint, or the artist is a seasoned artist. If that piece is not staged, it's probably gonna linger in marketplace for a long time. So please don't skip the step. I know sometimes when we finish a project, we want to just go ahead and get it out there and sell it, but take a little bit of time, take good pictures, and make sure that you're staging accordingly. The last thing that I want to talk to you guys about, and this came up a lot on one of my previous videos giving another furniture recap. A lot of you guys were asking me to give you a time that it took me to finish a piece, and I just can't do that, guys. I am a content creator, and so because of that, whenever I'm working on a piece, I have to work on it, I have to film it, I have to stop, I have to move the camera, get a different angle. Sometimes it doesn't come out the way I want it to look like on camera, and I have to redo it. And so that takes a lot of time. It's time consuming. So that is the reason why I won't give you a time, because it just wouldn't be accurate. However, it is important that you keep track of that time so that you price your piece appropriately. All right, so with that being said, let's get started. Flip number 1 is a set of Berger chairs that I got for free. I removed the old fabric, making sure to keep all the panels in one piece to use them as patterns for the new fabric. I decided to change the color of the frame too, and for this, I used paint from Dixie Belle, which took forever to cure. I also used Dixie Belle's gilding wax to go over the flowers and other details. Next, I started putting the foam, batting, and fabric back on the chair. Lastly, I used this pretty golden trim to cover all the staples and raw edges. This flip was probably one of the most difficult projects of 2022, but I had a lot of fun working on it. There are 2 full tutorials in my channel for this flip in case you want to see them. At the end, I paid nothing for these chairs. I invested $150, which most of it was the foam and fabric, but you know me, I'm frugal and I usually use my 50% off coupon at Joann's to be able to purchase these items. The chair sold for $1,200, giving me a profit of $1,050. Flip number 2 is this cool set of mid-century modern tables that I found at a local auction in New York. These tables were the first set of nightstands that I refinished, but I never got around to adding new panels to the doors. I started off by sanding the tops, and I also scuff sanded the rest of the body. I used blue painter's tape and this red paper to cover the tops from overspray. To paint the tables, I used this green paint by Dixie Belle and Hampton Olive. I refinished the tables in the spring, so the weather was perfect for spraying. Just so you guys know, there's a really cool story time about these tables, so I will have that video linked down below so you can watch it after this one. It's about how these nightstands will always be my biggest money makers. Don't forget to watch. I decided to put a natural finish rattan and I attached it using my pneumatic stapler. Lastly, I sprayed both pieces with some clear poly and satin to top coat it, and I sprayed the hardware with metallic gold paint. I posted these nightstands in Facebook Marketplace and a deposit was made to hold them. These tables are the reason why I decided to flip furniture in the first place, and I've never looked back. In the end, I paid $40. Total investment was $70. These sold for $340, giving me a grand total profit of $270. The third flip is a beautiful tall boy that I got from the same auction place in New York. It's got beautiful details, but I decided to get this piece because of the overall shape of the dresser. Now, when it comes to flipping furniture, you want to keep your investment as low as possible to end up with a bigger profit, and a good way to do this is by reusing the same hardware. After a good clean, I sanded down the top to bare wood and scuff sanded the rest of the dresser. The details at the bottom of the dresser were coming off, so I used a little wood glue and these clamps to put it back together. The paint I use for this dresser is by Annie Sloan Cold Graphite, which usually sells for $46 for the 1 liter or 33 ounce container, but I got it for $2 at the community forklift. As a top coat or protection, I decided to use this clear wax by DIY Paint, making sure to wipe off any extra wax with a dark lint-free cloth. To accentuate the details, I use gilding wax. I don't think I've ever used this much wax, and I was a little afraid that the dresser wouldn't sell. But I don't think it was listed for more than 24 hours before someone Venmoed me a deposit. Look how beautiful the original hardware is, and all I had to do was polish it. You can find more in-depth details about the products I used to polish poles and other hardware in the full tutorial. I paid $15 at auction for this dresser. My total investment was $28. This dresser sold for $320, plus a $50 delivery fee, which was less than 10 miles away, giving me a grand total profit of $342. Up next, we have this beautiful server that I got from my good friend Lori. And that's the thing, once people in your community find out that this is what you do, you'll start getting messages from people who would much rather give you free furniture than to put it out in the trash. I knew from the beginning that I was going to sand the top down to remove the old finish. The top on this server was completely solid and there was no way I would paint over it. The old hardware created these huge holes over the drawers, so I filled them up with Bondo and finished scuff sanding the rest of the piece. Next, I used Varathane wood stain in the shade Special Walnut to stain the top. Once the stain dried, I used poly and a sponge applicator to seal it. I decided to paint the bottom in black paint by Behr. It's called Black Leather, and of course Rico had to make an appearance in my video. For those of you who are new to my channel, I do have 3 dogs. Rico is a rescue from Alabama. He is 5 years old and he came to New York after Hurricane Maria. And he's definitely the baby of the house. Okay, back to flipping furniture. I added a second coat and then I sealed the paint with Behr clear wax. I used a black lint-free cloth to buff the wax, and I repeated the process 24 hours later. Lastly, I added the new hardware, which was the most expensive part of the investment, and this is how it turned out. This buffet was free. I invested a grand total of $37, which was mostly 16 ounces of paint and the pools. I sold it for $800, giving me a grand total profit of $763. The last flip for this video are these mid-century modern nightstands that I got from Facebook Marketplace. The original post said that they were $40, but when I got there, they did not have change for a $100 bill, so I offered them $33 and they accepted my offer. This brings me to a very important point for selling furniture. The more forms of payment you can offer, the better it'll be for you in the end. I always give my customers the ability to pay with Venmo, Zelle, or cash. However, if you're only asking for cash, just make sure that you have change at home. Sanded the tops down using my Surf Prep sander, and then I removed the leg caps so I could clean them. I used Special Walnut wood stain for the tops and a sponge applicator to spread the stain, but you can also use a lint-free rag. I wiped off the leftover stain that wasn't absorbed by the wood, and then I let it sit for about 24 hours so it could dry. Now, if you're wanting to start flipping furniture, this paint by Behr is probably the cheapest yet good quality paint you can use. It's about $20 and you get 33 ounces of paint, which is half the cost of the original chalk paint. As always, don't forget to stage your pieces with good lighting because this will also determine how fast they sell.
Okay, so let's talk about the numbers. I paid $33 for this set. My total investment was $50 and I sold these for $340, giving me a grand total profit of $290.
So this is it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, you can put them in the comment section down below. I'll see you guys next time for another furniture flip. Bye-bye.